Hi, I'm Austin McCarl, driver of the TKS Motorsports, Casey's General Store, Midwest Basement Systems 2KS. I'm from Altoona, Iowa, and I plan to compete in the 410 division at Knoxville Raceway this year. Well, racing's definitely been in my blood since I was a baby. It's all my grandpa did, my dad's done, and so forth. So it's kind of been a tradition in my family. I started racing go-karts when I was 8 in the winter, running Coke syrup stuff because my dad was always racing during the summer and didn't really have time to take us racing until wintertime came around. So I started off in go-karts, didn't race very many races. And then when I was 14, got into a micro sprint, 600cc micro at English Creek and won the championship that year. And somehow my dad talked Janet Holbrook into the following year starting a 360 team up for me. And my grandpa Leonard at the time was my mechanic, and we went 360 racing with the Sprint Invader Series that year when I was 15. And then when I was 16, we hopped right into the 410 class. My dad thought it would be better for me to throw me right to the wolves, and I'd say it was a good decision about 10 years later, but it's been tough. And so yeah, now it's where we are. We were fortunate enough to get the opportunity to drive for Troy Renfro and Tammy Renfro and their great family. I guess that would have been 2017. And we had a good year that year, and last year at Knoxville, we were able to pick up the championship and 4 wins at Knoxville and 5 overall. So it was a good year for us in 2018, and really looking forward to just build on that in 2019. Winning the 2018 championship was huge for us. It was huge for me. I'm a 26-year-old kid. This is the second year I've worked with Troy, and that was our goal, honestly, coming into the year, running third in points in 2017, and a couple of guys going outlaw racing kind of opened some things up for us competition-wise. And we started off the year great with 2 wins in a row, and that just kind of set the tone for the rest of the year, those 2 weeks. Getting the opportunity with Troy in 2017 was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. I was paying my own bills, trying to run my own team, trying to run as many races as I could with no help and 1 car and 1 motor. And this opportunity has been huge for me to kind of take the stress off paying all the bills and trying to be the crew chief, the tire guy, you know, the car chief, everything, and the driver all in one. It's taken a ton of pressure off of me to where I can just focus on driving the race car. I show up every week and I have one job. My job isn't to worry about fueling the engine. It's not to groove tires. It's not to make sure we have enough wing angle and rah. My job is to drive the race car and give the feedback to Troy to hopefully make the right decisions and get our car the best we can for that night, anywhere we're at, whether it's Knoxville or Jackson, Minnesota, or Huset's or wherever, it doesn't matter. So it's been a great opportunity, and I think it showed. I think obviously my performance when I drive for Troy is a lot better. My results tend to show, you know, that driving for them has been a good thing for me. And confidence-wise, it's been a huge thing for me too. Just knowing Troy for as long as I have, my whole life, and we seemed to, like I said, we hit it off really well at the beginning of 2017. I think he was a little taken back at how knowledgeable I was and that I wasn't just some punk kid. I knew what I was talking about, and I was a mechanic like him. And we just clicked right away. A lot of the things and ideas we had were pretty collective. Like, I mean, just for example, you know, when I walk in from qualifying or hot laps or something and say, hey, I think we need to maybe do this, and this, or the racetrack's doing this, or he's already got it done, or we're on the same page almost all the time. So that's huge for us. In this game, communication is a big thing. I mean, teamwork and gelling with your guys is really hard. I mean, especially on the outlaw deal, it can be so grueling, and you're with people all the time. You can get sick of them, and just being able to get along with people can be almost the toughest part of this deal. And it's definitely a family atmosphere here, and I mean, every time I show up, I feel like I'm just as much as part of the family as anybody. So, and we work really well together. Like Troy told me right when I got here, this is a family deal, and if somebody in the family can't go or whatever, then we don't go. It's all or nothing. So, and I love that. That's awesome. That's what sprint car racing and this team and everything's been built on, and it's been successful so far. So hopefully we can just keep building year and year and year and keep growing, and hopefully expanding our schedule as much as we can, and just do the best we can every night. Favorite memory at Knoxville is definitely winning. Definitely winning that first race. I'll never forget, we had a couple yellows late, and I'd been there before and I'd lost, which was maybe a good thing in the past, but I just remember telling myself on one of those last restarts I was not going to lose that race. So, and we ended up getting the job done. I'll never forget coming off of 4 and finally seeing Doug Clark throw the checkered, and just the emotion and the feeling. The helmet hides so much, and I mean, I think I was pretty passionate when I got out of the car, but that's definitely my favorite memory. Nobody puts more pressure on me than me, not Troy or anybody like that. I want to win just as bad or more than anybody. So to me, it's no added pressure. It's the same pressure I put in last year. Like I said, I'm going to roll in there opening night, and my goal is going to be to win the race. I'm not going to be thinking about a championship. There's 16 races and 4 months to go. It's way too early in the year to start thinking about that. But our goal is just to keep building and see what we can do. No added pressure on my end. I'm Austin McCarl. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at TKS Motorsports for all our upcoming races and results.